Jesus said, the meek shall inherit the earth. And that's what he's talking about. The aligned, the non-resistant, the non-agitated, those who are allowing the natural well-being that they were born with to be the basis of their experience. And then the specifics that you've carved out begin to flow in. We've told you this story of creation in a lot of different ways. And we said to you that you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and that larger part of you still is. And here you are in this magnificent body, exploring the variety for the purpose of stimulating you and us, you and source, to a new idea of what could be an improvement beyond what is out here on this leading edge. And so you have relationships and associations and experiences that cause you to ask for things that you have not experienced, and in many cases that no one has experienced. In other words, you're asking, you're taking thought beyond that which it has been before. And that thought is preceding you in vibrational form, and the source within you is recognizing that as the new thought and is holding true to the vibrational nature of that new thought, knowing that it won't just be a thought unrealized, that it will be a vibration that is realized in full manifestational form in time. But right now, it is a vibration that exists that source is reveling in. And then as you, since you've already done the work, you came, you sifted, you sorted, you knew what you didn't want, you knew what you did want. Now, rather than turning to the specifics of what you're asking for, you stand in reverence to the perfection of who you are, in appreciation to the earth that you live on and the people who surround you. You look for reasons to love, and you find reasons to praise and appreciate. And you be as specific as you are able to be, but the bottom line is you want to feel good, and you want to feel good so much that you withdraw your attention immediately from anything that doesn't feel good. And as you find what does feel good, then that beam of light comes up from the core of that which you are, shines through you, and gives you a leverage of attraction beyond that which most anybody that you know around you is experiencing. Your point of attraction becomes so significant that only those good things that you have established and identified and put into your vortex then begin making their way into your experience with such precision, with such timing, with such humor, with such fun, with such abundance, that those who are watching you want to know what your secret, what your miracle is. What's happened to you? How is it that you stand as someone who is not apparently trying very hard, who is happy and looking for fun and experiencing so much good momentum? How would you explain it to them? You have to tell them what happened. You have to tell them, oh, I explored and I identified, and there was plenty that I wanted that I didn't have. But I found that when I focused upon the absence of what I wanted, I felt so bad I just had to stop doing it. So instead, I just chilled out. I just trusted. I trusted in my goodness. I trusted in my wholeness. And I looked for evidence of that. And the more evidence of well-being I found that I focused upon, the more well-being came to me, until I have this avalanche of well-being that is mine. I sleep only because it seems practical from time to time. But the goodness is flowing so much that, to tell you the truth, I would like to stand in complete awakeness at all times, to just observe the new path of well-being that is flowing into my experience. And they might say, well, how did you get there? You say, wasn't easy at first. At first, I worried about things like everybody else. But what happened to me somewhere along the line is that I became convinced that goodness was what I was supposed to experience, and that somehow I'd carved it out. I had focused that into being. And then I discovered that in my letting go of struggle, that in my yielding to well-being, even when it wasn't evident, that as I let that be my focus, to feel for well-being, even when it wasn't evident, that it made its way to my experience and became so evident and so obvious that now everyone sees the well-being of my being. So the most significant thing that we want to say to you, and we so want you to relax and know it, is that there are two ways for you to know what this relationship between who you're being right now, this red hot minute, with what you're thinking and feeling, what your point of attraction is, what your current grid is that you've got going on, and the you that's in your vortex. 2 ways for you to understand that relationship. First, how you feel right now. Sometimes it's a little confusing. Esther's been listening to us for a long time. She sat on that bus in a state of confusion. She was feeling something. She didn't understand what she was feeling, and she was feeling a little bit guilty about feeling something that she didn't want to feel. And we say, are you guilty when your gas tank says empty? So guilty about that, I've put a happy face sticker over it. I don't want to read my indicators. Because what if my indicator is indicating something unwanted? Then doesn't that mean I'm inappropriate in some way? No, it means your indicator is working. It means there's something that you want that you're not a vibrational match to. So the first way is you feel it. The second way, we love you very much. It's going to manifest and it's going to be obvious. Don't you sort of like that? Don't you like it when something that you felt manifests? And you recognize, oh, that's what that was about. And then you are in the perfect position. To smooth out your vibration, what we call prepave for your future experience. So we would like to make a startling, maybe to some of you, certainly blunt statement. We think it would be a good idea if you would do your creating in advance. In other words, just plan for things as you want them to be, and then just live with what you've already planned. You're following? Yeah. When you believe something that is flawed, when you believe you are inappropriate, that's a flawed premise, and you can't get around it. Your life will keep reflecting things going wrong for you if you believe that you are inappropriate. Yes. It's a flawed premise. Yeah. And as long as you hold that flawed premise, you are blocking the signal of the well-being that you seek. So the more you block it, the more you want it, but the more you want it, the more you block it, and the more you block it, the more you want it. And so you get this tug of war going on between you and you because the energy is moving, but you're not allowing it. And so what a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking. It's only an active vibration. So the question that you want to ask yourself is the belief or the active vibration serving me or hindering me? If it's serving you, the belief feels good when you think it. If it's hindering you, the belief feels bad when you think it. And every process that we've ever offered, and there are many of them and many more coming, is to get you to find some way of going general enough about the subject at hand that you stop blocking your own well-being in the process. So think about the focus wheel. The focus wheel is a process where we encourage you, something has happened and you know that you want something. You know you want it, you're just not getting it. And so you make your statement of desire, and it's irritating even to make that statement of desire because it's a statement of desire that feels bogus because it isn't happening. So you're in a sort of wad of resistance because what you want isn't. There's no evidence of the manifestation of it. So then we encourage you to see the focus wheel like a big clock, so to speak, and write some circles around this, 10 or 12 circles around the outside edge. And make your statement of desire and write that right in the center of your focus wheel. Now you've written it, but you don't believe it. And the evidence that you're living supports the fact that you don't believe it. So the focus wheel is offered in order to help you to let go of that cork, to do something different than what you've been doing. So now we encourage you, the premise of the focus wheel is, you know those merry-go-rounds that are out there in the playground that sometimes the kids had them going so fast that when you tried to get on, it just spun you off in the bushes? But if they would slow it down, you could get on, then you could all speed it up together. Well, the focus wheel is like that. You've got beliefs that are moving so fast that you can't fix them. When you try, you just get spun off in the bushes. It's something that you believe too much. You believe it so much that when you try to change that belief, it doesn't work. There's too much momentum in the unhelpful belief. Yeah. So the focus wheel was one of the first processes that we offered in helping you to go more general. We weren't calling it that in those days, but we said, try to find something that you already believe that doesn't throw you off in the bushes. So you just start stabbing in the dark a little bit. You just start reaching for something that is about this desire that doesn't throw you off in the bushes. In other words, it doesn't make you wad up in a knot. It fits. So let's say that what you are looking for is more financial abundance. And you're not living it, you don't even believe it, but you're willing to play the stupid focus wheel process game because you do believe that some people are benefiting. You do have some beliefs, and you do want things to go better. So you think a thought such as, I suppose things could go better for me. Off in the bushes because you don't believe it. I really need a lot of money and I need it fast. Off in the bushes because you don't believe that it's going to come. A lot of people have money. Well, I hate them. Off in the bushes. Off in the bushes you go. So you still haven't found a general enough thought that lets you make a statement and put it on the wheel. You're trying, but you can feel all you've done so far is just aggravate the fact that you're not where you want to be. It's just annoying. So then you say, there are areas of my life where things are going well. You didn't get flung off on the bushes on that one. Not money, off in the bushes you go. There are some things that are going well. So you write, some things are working for me. That felt pretty good. You found a general statement that in that one statement, your vibration softened. You are less resistant than you were before. Which means now you are less resistant than you were before. You have access to thoughts that you didn't have access to before. In other words, in today's conversation, your grid is beginning to fill in with other ideas. So then you think, I remember worrying about such and such and it turned out all right. So maybe things are working out for me. Didn't get thrown off in the bushes again. Now you've got two statements on your wheel. They both felt pretty good. And you are slightly distracted from the fact that you don't have any money. In other words, you feel a little better than you felt. And now you're sort of beginning to pick up some momentum. You've raised your vibration enough that ideas are beginning to flow. You don't feel abundant enough for abundance to avalanche into your experience, but you sure feel better than you felt a little bit ago. So then you say, some ideas will come to me. Didn't get thrown off in the bushes. It might even be fun to watch for ideas coming. That sort of is kind of how it works. This might be fun to watch this unfold. I like the idea of being a deliberate creator. I do believe I create my own reality. I haven't known how I do it, but I sure like finding out how I do it. I know I'm a teacher. I want to teach through example. It's fun to figure this stuff out. I know that words don't teach. I'm feeling better already. I can feel that I'm on a path of less resistance than I was on. I'm looking forward to what's coming next. I have been a pretty good provider. I've worked harder than I really want to, but I always figure it out. I can see how I've let things come only to the degree that I believe them. And I believe I can expand my beliefs. I believe I can expand my beliefs. I believe that everybody is the recipient of as far as they are able to believe. Ooh, I really like the idea of stretching how far I believe. I adore the idea of expanding my belief. I believe that law of attraction will bring things proportionate to what I believe. I'm excited about realizing that it's open-ended. I'm just beginning to scratch the surface of abundance in so many areas of my life. This is really a fun thing. And now you look at what you wrote in the center of that circle, and now you believe it. You don't doubt it. You moved your vibration by going general to a place that it has not been before. And now your entire point of attraction has shifted. Because in the same way that the ideas began to flow to you during the process of the focus wheel, all things in the universe related to you have shifted too. And now conversations show up differently. Ideas show up differently. Offerings show up differently. Now evidence of your shift shows up everywhere around you. Don't you really like this stuff? Don't you like being the deliberate creator of your own experience? Yeah. Don't you like knowing that all you have to do is get a handle on something that you want and then bring yourself into vibrational alignment with that idea of what you want? And don't you feel satisfied? Isn't that the only place that worthiness will ever come from? Isn't it necessary for you to decide and achieve before you feel worthy? Don't you want to show yourself that you can achieve the vibrational place?